Hello.
Oh,
Hello there.
oh, hello. How's
How's
it
it
going?
going?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
I haven't seen you in a little while.
Working. Work trips.
Ugh. Good stuff though. And it was like a really great trip. I'm very glad that I went. But I literally had back-to-back trips.
So before we get into us having a discussion,
Yes.
we've got to say hello to everybody. Danny, Jacob, Carrie, Chad. I saw you in here hanging out, waiting,
Got Bob and
getting
Jeffrey
everybody
in
excited.
Here. That's just on YouTube because I saw Sunfield, Liana, Dad's Love Disney. We got Bob, Seth. We got so many people in here right
Hopefully
now.
everybody had a good May the 4th. I know I did. I know I was talking about them, and I was able to acquire some.
Oh, you and your... nobody's going to get that. Did you see?
Look at that right there. There you go.
You're going to summon Reza in the chat soon. Danny says, nice kicks, bro. Oh,
Right there.
Therese is here too.
Hello, everybody. How has it been? It's been a while. It truly this time has been a while.
Like truly. Okay, so first of all, so let's set the scene a little bit. I know we've been doing this for a few times now. I think almost every live this year we've been streaming to both YouTube and to Instagram. So if we're responding to comments, it may be on the other app. If you are just scrolling your Instagram and you don't want to just stay on our live, you can open it up on YouTube. You can picture us on your phone, and you can continue the scroll. It's fine. We'll be your second screen.
You second screen the second screen.
You could second screen this, and then have the TV on too. Have so many screens. But if you are on YouTube, who called it out? Nate's here too. Said don't forget to thumbs up that stream. That would help us a lot.
Yeah.
So we would appreciate
Thumbs up,
that.
subscribe, do it all.
Do all
Again,
the
we still
things.
want that the 2024 by the end, or 2025 by 2025.
Oh, I like that goal.
Subs, right?
I like that. You just came up with that, huh?
No, I said it a couple times ago.
Oh.
No one listens to me. Sorry.
My bad.
Uh,
We're on your TV screen. I'm
Tori.
so sorry. We need more flattering
look?
lighting.
oh man, we need that lighting from
Okay.
those of us. Okay,
We've got so many things to talk about. The last time we were live, can you even believe it was before I went on my last work trip in April?
wow, as a month ago, you've been. On.
I'm pretty sure that was the last time because remember we were supposed to go live that night that I flew back, and then my flight got delayed.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so we couldn't. And that live, I feel so bad. Any of you that tuned into that live, I apologize like so much. Where am I looking? Right here.
Middle still here. That's you.
I am so sorry. My voice was absolutely wrecked. And just like as I was trying to talk and like get through it, I was like, I'm sure I'm screeching through this. So if you were here and you listened to that, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. My voice is back at full strength. My body, nearly.
Your age is it's creeping up on you because right after that, that's when you got a crick in your neck.
I woke up wrong. Literally woke up wrong. How? Remember when
You saw
You're-
that a reel I posted
The
to my
Batman
story,
move?
yeah.
that was me for weeks?
That was.
So I think we're about 2.5 weeks removed from the incident. Literally, I woke up bad. I slept wrong on my neck and I tried to get out of bed that morning and I was like, Steven, I can't. I was like, you literally have to help me out of bed. And somehow I had the adrenaline maybe to like get up and like take a shower and everything. And you took the kids to school and you came back and I was just like
On the floor.
curled up and you had to like lay me out. It was like literally you had to care for me the entire day. I could not move.
Yeah.
I couldn't even move to get into a car and ride to the doctor to get help until the next day.
Yeah, that first day you were bad.
Rough. I cried like all day. And then I was like, it's a crick in my neck. It was really
Here,
excruciatingly
before I
bad.
forget, I want to make sure I point out, Julie's like, Jeffrey, your Star Cruiser video is amazing. We were singing it, trying to learn all the words. Again, so I don't forget, Jeffrey posted a video, like lyrics video, but it's to We Didn't Start the Fire, but changed to Star Cruiser, basically like the whole voyage. And
Aw, I need to go watch
yeah,
that.
it's good because it goes like from getting on to getting off, like
Aw.
everything in order. So
It was
real
on
good.
Facebook.
Yeah.
It's in the Halcyon Legacy group. I do know that. I know I pushed approval on it and then I didn't.
Yeah, it's good.
I need to go watch that. But yeah, so I think we were talking about my dang neck.
Yeah.
So annoying. Anyway, I've never felt older in my life. I thought it's a crick in my neck, even though it's super bad this one day. I
Patrick.
will be back up and fine in a couple days. And literally, if I move the wrong, I can still feel when I turn like this, the exact muscle and everything. Like it's still sore.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks.
You're getting old, man. You're getting old.
That was pretty miserable. So
So then I had to get in a fill in
a fill-in.
for the episode, which we had already planned, but it did change the conversation, which I absolutely loved the conversation. I felt so,
Because I wasn't there.
I don't know if it wasn't because you were there, but we were able to, it was Dano. Our last episode was with Dano, and
Yeah.
and we got to discuss, because he's now kind of dipping his toe back into
Content creation.
and
Yeah, making
being on the
videos
internet
again.
and stuff, and
Being alive on the internet
Yeah.
again.
but no, just the interesting the mindset of going away from it and then coming back to it. So it definitely was, I think, a good conversation, and I definitely want to have more of those type of conversations.
Yeah.
Of just getting into the mind type of thing. And I know that's what he's doing on his channel, and he's got his format, but it definitely did reinvigorate the conversations that I want to have.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Yeah, we made the plans to have him on. We were all going to be there. And then I hurt my neck like 3 days before that. Or no. The day before. And like I literally, like there was no way that I was going to be able to record. So we were like, well, it's going to be the intro that you made for that episode. He didn't tell me that he was going to do this. And so when he was like, kudos to Steven. So we sit down and we record and we work on like what we're going to talk about, and we kind of frame everything out together. And then once we've recorded it, it's all Steven. Steven takes it and he syncs up all of the cameras and all of the audio, and he sits there and meticulously edits and goes back and forth with everything. And he just does an incredible job. He does it for every single episode. I literally don't know how to edit a single bit of it. So kudos to him. But what he'll do is he'll have me sit down and watch like the final edit of it to make sure that there's nothing out of place, just do a final check on it.
and that's because like when you're editing and you're just like cross-eyed and just like in it,
Yeah.
you're so in it that you forget like other things.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I don't really come back into it until the end, and I do like the description and the title and just the boring paperwork stuff. But so I'm watching it and you're like, yeah, I'm like, I'm excited to watch this episode because I've never seen this. All the other ones I'm a part of, and so I understand how the conversation's going to go, and I'm like, oh, did he cut some pieces? Oh, in my head, but like I already know where it's going. And so I sit down to watch it, and you decided to like be up here with me and watch it, and you were kind of like sitting on the couch behind me. I wish you had giggled right beforehand, because that was the vibes I was getting. Like I wasn't expecting it, and then your two princes reference, I was.
yeah, I know. So
I didn't
somebody
catch it at first, and then I was like, wait, why is Deanna's face on a picture of me?
Well, the funny thing is like, I think I was after we had recorded the episode, Dano and I were just kind of like, oh, we should, I was thinking about changing the name of it, so it's like not Princess and Scoundrel, it'll be like Scoundrel and Scoundrel, and I was like, oh, we could be like two princesses, and like we kind of had a little joke and said our goodbyes, but then I started thinking about it. As soon as I thought two princesses, I was like, oh, that's like the Spin Doctor song. And so I was like, I'm just going to go with two princes. So it's like princesses. Like, then I was like, how do I show princesses like without like, like I messed up type of thing. And that was the whole thing with the sketch. Like that's how my mind was working. I was like, I was just going to change the name. But then I was like, well, how do I make it look like I messed up, but then fixed it? And then I started doing the whole little sketch feel.
I loved it because it was like,
and then like I was like, oh, well, that's kind of like scrapbooking. So let me make it look scrapbooky. So
no, it was great. It was perfection. I cracked up so much. But yeah, so it was a cool episode to listen to from my perspective too, because I hadn't heard it, and so it was nice to hear that, because I know I can be a lot. I can be a big presence, and so it was nice to see you shine and like really get to dive into a conversation, because I also like to like, oh, let's talk about this. Oh, let's talk about that, and we bounce a lot. And it felt like
I mean,
you
I
got
think
to
we
dive.
did that too. We kind of just went from one, topic to topic. But I put it on screen. But Carrie walking for the Star Wars Conquerors medal while listening to us. We'll talk about that too.
Oh yes, yes.
Trying to catch up on chat. Opening was good. Batu Bounder put 6 miles. Miss Sarah, feeling better. Listen to Dano. But it isn't that. It was good. Shout out to the late night crew. So, so he had mentioned about the late night crew that they would
Oh, like
come and hang out, whatever.
Yeah, his
next
live
project,
stream.
Yeah.
The live stream people.
But yeah, so we did the episode, and then shortly after that, I think that's when you traveled for work?
No.
Or was it right before that?
No,
Yeah.
that was right before we went to New York
Okay.
for Roosevelt. So we should have done a live.
We should have
Actually,
done a
our
live.
live should have been last Thursday.
Yeah.
And technically we did do a live stream last Thursday.
We were.
But not on our channel. So yeah, we can get into that one.
Yeah.
So it's like wild streams stuff, dude.
It was
Like-
I think the funny thing was people were asking like East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, like
From May the 4th. For months,
yeah.
people were like, it wasn't, what are you doing for May the 4th? It was, which coast are you going to
Yeah.
for May the 4th? And we're like,
and it was a hard thing because we had to like keep it
we couldn't say what
mum's
we were
the word
doing.
type of thing, like because we were going to help launch the line. So it was like, you can't say, oh, I'm going to be here doing this. And like, well, what's going on over there?
Yeah. Like,
Nothing.
so we couldn't say anything. But if you didn't tune into or you didn't catch it, we were invited by Roosevelt's to launch their May the 4th collection.
Which is super cool.
At their
Super
headquarters.
awesome. Like us being able to launch Star Wars.
We're like, are you sure? Us? Are you sure? And there's way cooler people that you could have. But yeah, they had us. They had Dano. They invited Thank the Maker out, and Mike was the representative for that. And then Justin and Naomi Sunfield from the 501st. And then Chris Bartlett, who is like the actual celebrity. Like
the protocol droid in
Yeah.
Star Wars. So.
Yeah, if you ever see a protocol droid, it is Chris Bartlett in that suit. And he's an absolute blast, and he's like an actual celebrity. And then there was all of us.
We were just the monkeys jumping on screen.
But
on
so,
screen? That was a tongue twister.
whoa, try saying Gungan style on a live
I-
stream.
I-
I was like,
And so that's the thing is it, yes, we have like a production, like getting ready and, but we're late a minute, or if sound's not working, it's, it's just our channel, right?
and it's also the two of us in this whole room,
Yeah.
and that's it. There's nobody behind these cameras.
No. When it was there, it was like the you want like the softbox light now is like it was huge.
Well, I
Absolutely
can't
huge.
even.
The backdrop, it was like this whole desert thing. It was a huge,
The backdrop was.
like a 15 by 15.
It was probably 10 feet tall. It was tall. It was really tall.
I think it was taller than 10.
You think so?
Yeah.
Were the ceilings that tall in there?
Yeah, it was like a warehouse type of
So
thing.
maybe like 12 by like 18 feet.
Yeah.
But it was massive.
And then like they've got cameras and sizing it, doing tape on the ground, and like it was like legit. And they're like, you want some water? You want some drink?
It was nice being the talent for once and not having to like move things around and do mic checks and all this stuff. But it was also like, we don't have that large of a reach. And so when we're live streaming or doing anything like that, like there's, I don't even know, like probably 10 people in here right now. This was Roosevelt's. They had like hundreds of people watching because I think they streamed across like Facebook and YouTube and maybe Instagram, maybe TikTok. Like it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we're there. It's not just us. We're not in control of any of it, right?
Yeah.
Like we're only in control of what we can say, but they're like, what's your favorite this? And you're like, oh, I gotta have like 3 answers in case the 3 people in front of me all come
That
up with
was
my answer.
We had the conversation right before. We were like, Mike, you better not take my answers.
Every time. but also, like I said,
Thanks,
there's nobody.
Jeffrey, 21. Look
Oh,
at
there
that.
we go. There's nobody behind these cameras right now. It was the entire Roosevelt staff just like
Oh, yeah.
standing there, and we're like,
And I forgot to say I remember, because again, you afterwards you're like, oh man, I didn't do this, I didn't do I didn't say that my shirt, like what it was called, but it was like it's so Freudian slippish that's why in my head I kept saying it, because it was Figrin Funk.
you're so terrified of
Yeah.
saying it wrong, right?
So it was like, I got to make sure I don't say it wrong. I don't say it wrong. And then once I get out there, I don't even say it. I'm just like,
I didn't say any of the things I said in rehearsal. But it was wonderful.
yes,
So
Jeffrey. It was like in front of a live studio. Like the pressure is definitely on.
yeah. And I was like, oh God, stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight. Like it was, but it was,
I got to go look back if I was making like any like stink face.
I watched and I think
So.
we were like presentable. I'm
Okay,
put it
good.
that way. But that softbox light. So we have one softbox,
Mary?
and that's how big is that? Like 3 feet, 2.5 feet?
Probably
It's like
2.5 feet.
that, right? The softbox that they had was 6-7 feet in diameter.
It was huge.
It was massive. It was the most flattering light I have ever stood in front of. It was absolutely gorgeous. Because they shoot their campaigns there too. They have a studio and everything. So that was cool. Like that alone was cool. Getting to walk around Roosevelt's headquarters.
Oh man, that was super cool.
We saw lots of things.
We saw things.
lots of things. But getting to walk around their headquarters, it's in this like really historic building, and so like getting to just see all of that, and it's in New Jersey too, because so it's afterwards we all like walked to a bar together, and I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, well, I mean that's just like New York. So
Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool being there. It was cool being a part of it. And each one of us that was up there wore a different shirt from the collection, and so we got to talk about it. And they have koozies. So I've got my Gungan style. I don't know if I was supposed to take this, but I took it. I just never remembered that. But yeah, it was scary. It was different. I feel like it pushed us to be more professional and
yeah, no, it's definitely
grow
one of
in
those
that
like
way.
getting to see, and especially like seeing the production side of it. That's where I was kind of like getting back there and like, what are they doing? Like, which makes me very glad, because I'm, as far as software and like,
Do you feel like
configures-
you were like on par?
yeah,
with,
I understood like everything.
oh, that's good.
So
Because there was
at
a
that-
lot of
at that level of production, I was
machines.
good.
on that table
Yeah.
that they had.
Which some of them I won, but
Oh gosh,
it is what it is.
we'll get there. We will get there.
I did, Jeffrey. I was like, okay, this is I think what I need, what I think, I want.
Jeffrey, oh, did you take notes on how to improve your own streams? I think it was fun. It was
Which
a silly live stream. Like it was a bunch of like questions from Roosevelt's insiders, and a lot of them were like, "Who's your favorite? What's your favorite vehicle? What's your favorite bounty hunter?" And like favorites, just like Dano, like favorites are hard because it's like, how do you feel in that moment?
yeah.
And
I think that's the thing, is like, it's not a thing of you not having
But what's your
favorites.
favorite vehicle? I was like, a bantha.
Mode of transportation.
I said it's a mode of transportation.
But I think that's the thing, is like, it depends on the mood you're in, because like you could be kind of first order feeling like, a little bad, and you're like, I want to do this, let me tear up some stuff, or
The other
I'm
thing,
feeling very heroic right now.
they didn't tell us who I should have said my favorite vehicle was the Halcyon. Dano did sneak that in, that was where he would want to make
Be.
a cameo, yeah, or he'd want to live. The other problem is like when there are these massive lights on you and you are here and there's other people answering the same question as you, you're put on the spot and they're like, "What's your favorite lightsaber?" I was like, do I know what a lightsaber looks like? Like your mind just goes blank. You're like, I have to say something. So I'm sure if I like watch it back, you see my eyes like.
the gear.
Seriously, man.
It's like the perfect day.
Yeah. April 25th. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. Yeah, that's how I felt. I was just like every time I was like fighting for my life trying to come up with a question. So half of my answers aren't even my real favorites. I was just like, I just got to come up with something.
What's the first thing I could think of?
Name a bounty hunter. Fennec Shand. And then nobody called out Mando on their favorite bounty hunter.
No.
Nobody
No, I
did.
don't think so.
Because I think I called it out. I was like, none of us picked out like.
Well, but
Aside
I mean,
from Boba Fett.
there's not. I mean, I called Boba Fett, but I think the thing is like there's more than the.
There's more than how many.
I think
of
that's
us
the
were
hard
there?
part too. Is
6?
like, and this is the weird thing when you're in that type of setting, when you're talking about favorites. I don't think you're necessarily talking about favorites. There's this like unwritten rule that you're gonna.
This person's gonna pick that.
No, you're trying to one up
Oh, not
the next
me.
person. So it's like, who's your favorite, whatever. Someone's gonna pick. Oh, I'm gonna pick this person, Bosk. Like, oh, okay, so they went a little deeper, deep cut.
Yeah.
And then someone else goes and they go even deeper. And then you're like, oh, you guys went deep. I'm gonna go surface level. Like, who's the first bounty hunter that we just like fall in love with? Boba Fett. Then somebody else, and it's like a challenge of like, okay, let me say something like people are like, oh yeah, that was a good one.
Well, like Mike was like, oh, my favorite lightsaber. Well, my dad was a photographer, so the camera equipment, and I don't even remember what one he picked, but he was like going like super deep cut. I was like,
It's Luke's lightsaber.
oh, was it Luke's?
Yeah.
I don't know. He started talking about camera stuff and like words I didn't understand. And I just kind of glazed over.
It's like the lightsaber. I don't.
He started talking.
Well, no,
he went down a path.
I think
that
he
was
said
like,
Anakin's lightsaber though, but I mean, I think
I
he's.
mean-
It is, but it's not. I mean, it's
But-
Luke's, but
I was like, by the time I was like, Ahsoka, 2 lightsabers are better than one, right?
all right, favorite droid, Danny.
Oh,
Right
people
here.
are dropping their favorite droids. Miss Congeniality.
but see,
Mate, it's
okay,
a
so look,
underrated movie.
So Danny, favorite droid, go. Everybody would have picked, or I picked R2, the hero of the story. I love BB-8, like that's the one that kind of brought us all together. But we had C-3PO there, so you're like, I can't say C-3PO when C-3PO's there.
But he was also C1D1,
Yeah.
and he was 0, and he was all these other droids. So you're like, I can't say the ones I know he's gonna say those. And it's like, when we're talking about other characters, I'm like, I know Naomi's gonna pick the ones that she cosplays as, so like I can't pick those. And it's like you feel like you're already like reserving them for people too. So it was a great time.
Oh yeah, D309.
SK.
Talking about Brian's D309.
Oh my god.
That's so cool. Like,
To see it like, I mean, yes, you're still watching it on a screen technically, like we're not
We-
seeing D3 in person, but the fact that like a life-size real life D3
it's gonna exist.
it does exist.
Yeah.
We just haven't like seen it in person. But yeah, that was the speed in which that man works
Brooke.
is incredible.
Oh man,
Brooke's favorite droid is SK.
Yeah.
SK is a great droid.
Brian, like he knocks him out.
For real.
Like it's one day you see one post where it's like, I'm thinking about printing something. The next day it's like, I gotta wait to be painted. I'm like,
just like
how many-
Hunter.
how many printers and how many hours in your day do you have?
Right? It's not the same as mine. Jagai Hunter, he's the same way.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I just printed out.
Here's a whole clone army of helmets. I'm trying to get my neck to work right.
Ow.
This guy making a whole clone army. I can't
I
get
can't,
out of
I
bed.
can't even look. I'm like Zoolander. Look at all these droids. Oh,
Yeah.
droid love.
See, again, everybody's going like Rex, SK, R2A3.
Nobody picked what's her name? L3.
Yeah.
L3 is a good one.
So
That's what in my mind.
Okay.
She does that. Her and Lando.
I always think of the hip.
Yeah.
Pat.
She was pat, 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 pat. Chop.
Chop.
Jinx. Oh, it's going to be an awkward live stream now that you can't talk.
I can do what I want.
You did that earlier. I like
Lola. Lola's a good one.
Oh, Lola was a good droid. There's so many. That's the thing is like
Yeah.
you don't think of them, and then afterwards you're like, wait, no, I do have a favorite one. K2SO. Look at that. Look at all these droids. We love a droid.
So yeah, we got to go.
Oh, the little BDX droids at Disneyland. Those are
Oh,
super
those are-
cute. The
yeah.
booty wiggling droids.
The little duck droids.
But yeah, so go ahead.
So we were in New York, and I've been running. I try not to say anything because I don't want to be like that person, but I've been running and semi-training for a marathon.
How do you know somebody's training for a marathon?
Yeah, they'll tell you. But I'm not signed in for one. I want to do the Disney one,
Right.
but by the time I wanted to do it,
It was 2 hours after the
It was already sold
registration
out.
opened, and it was sold out.
but no, and it's just kind of like, let me give myself motivation. Like, I'm going to do it as if I were going to do it.
Yeah.
But we were in New York, and it was one of the days I had to do a long run. And I will say, I am jealous that just of the landscape over there, because I was able to run from our hotel to the park where the ferry goes to Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. I think it's Liberty Park.
Yeah. So I got to jog that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I even have and I'll post it, a video of me running next to the Statue of Liberty. It was very much like a Mike Tyson's Punch Out, I felt. But it was like super cool because I'm just like able to jog. And I was like, man, this is like incredible that people could. I'm looking at houses,
When you
in
run
neighborhood,
here,
yeah, neighborhood and stuff. So,
And it's the same houses.
it's the same houses
every time.
But no, it was like super cool. And then at that same time, if you had seen my feed, we have
If you've seen my feet.
my feed,
Oh, sorry. I thought you said feet.
Batu Bounder and Diana. I don't know what her Instagram post or
Star Love, I think.
so they started a group for this Conquerors run, this
Yeah.
app. And again, if you're a Star Wars person, you've probably seen those little ads of these little
The
medals.
medals.
Super dope medals.
Yeah.
And they were coming out with Star Wars ones, 6 of them for the first 6 movies. And so
Oh, it's one for each movie.
yeah, one for each movie.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or the first 6 prequels and
I've seen
originals.
the Conqueror races, and it's like a virtual
Yeah.
race that you do, and they've worked with different IPs. So the one that I knew was Lord of the Rings, and if
That
you,
was a big one, yeah.
it was a huge one. And if you did all of the races, there was like a spot for the ring in each one, and if you completed all of them, I think you also got the ring that would fit in there. It was like it was like really cool though. And somebody was telling me about it, and I'm like, 1, I don't run. 2, I'm not into Lord of the Rings. Like, come back to me when they have Star Wars. But now they have Star Wars, and I'm like, I'm still not a runner. But you are now.
Yeah, no. So I signed up for it.
It's like an insane amount of miles.
Well, because it's like, yeah, it just like adds up.
How
but
many
it does,
miles?
I need somebody out there to.
Oh, Batu Bounder's
there
in
you go.
here.
Together's run.
On YouTube.
So it's like there's an interesting thing though. It's like it could be, you could have a team. So if you had multiple people that like want to share the miles, you could do that too. So you like finish it faster.
But we talked about this, and then we would just be paying double, and you would still be running all of the.
Yeah.
I am incentivized. We'll get into why I am incentivized to get my steps into, but yeah, Batu Bounder is going to put all of the.
Yeah, Together's Run is the community, and Tabuite is the password for that. So for all the people that are, and really it's just so that way you could see other people in the group in the community on your map. So it has like this virtual map,
It's really
and
cool.
it's again it's all virtual. So you're running at home, and it's tracking it from, like mine is my Apple Watch,
Yeah.
and just different apps, but it'll convert it into this Conqueror app and show your progression. So you get little postcards, little digital images and little stories of like I'm doing the pod race. So it's like the first.
Like you got like a
First movie.
Sebulba postcard or
Yeah.
something, right?
So it's cool. It's motivating. Like if you're running and you don't feel that motivation to keep running, here's like another reason to like, hey, let me just do it and try to get this little medal.
Yeah. Batu Bounder says it's 669 miles for all 6 of the runs.
There you go.
If I walked
But
it,
see, I think the other thing too, Ken, it's not you could run, walk, like it's like other things too. It's not just
because even your workouts, like when you work
it'll
out, doesn't
convert,
it kind
yeah.
of convert that into distance?
yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey says he's gonna.
Ooh, he's gonna
walk
walk up and down the Las Vegas Strip. That would be fun. It would be chaotic though, because there's just so many people.
All right, and we got a question
can
over here,
bike?
Patrick. I know OTM is going on the Galaxy Cruise. Are you guys going on the cruise? Oh, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so I recently, I think for about a month now, I've been incentivized to walk more, and you targeted me right in my millennial heart on this one. And if you think it's going to be heartfelt and sentimental, it's not. You found like on Instagram, I think you found this thing and you sent me a reel on it, and it's called, oh no, what is it actually? It's called Happy Cat, Happy Pet, maybe.
Happy. It's like a Tamagotchi.
It's like a Tamagotchi app on your phone. It costs money for the app, but you can do a widget on your watch and you can do a widget on your screen. I think it's only for iPhone right now. But basically, it's like a Tamagotchi, but the way that you feed it is you have to walk 10,000 steps every day. And if you feed it, you get treats or if you hit your steps, you get treats to feed it and make it happy. You tap on it and give it love. And it had been on rest mode for a couple days because I was on my work trip. And when I turned it back on today, it was frowning at me. And if you don't hit your 10,000 steps in a day, which I'm still like 1,500 steps short, it poops on your screen. And the only way to get the poop off your screen is to hit 10,000 steps. So I foolishly thought that on this work trip I was going to get in enough steps. And so I let it go before putting it in rest mode. So I have 2 poops on my screen. And then when I turned it on, I had a sad cat. And I was so heartbroken. But the cool thing is like, yes, it sounds silly. Like it's a silly little app and it's like a little Tamagotchi thing, but it is, it's gotten me to walk more. Like,
yeah, I mean, again,
been
it's just
going
like
out
there's
for
a little
walks.
bit of motivation to like to get you moving.
it's fun.
Carrie says we have a team of 20 doing each medal, 2 medals down so far. Dang.
Oh my goodness.
So
Go.
let me see. We got a little one awake, so but yeah, I mean, I think it's just like a little bit of motivation to get moving, and I've been doing it, and I think you've kind of been not sad, but just kind of like, you're working out and I'm not. I'm like, well, you got to do it. So I'm just like, here's a walking thing. Try
It's
that.
not that I'm sad. I am very much reaping the benefits of you working out. I wish I was prioritizing like my physical
That's what I'm
health
saying. It's
better.
like it's just one of those things. Like you're not sad, but just like
I did for the cruise. I was ready for that cruise, and then as soon as I took off that Hut Slayer bikini, I just have it. Oh, Kitra's here. It's called. Hold on, let me find it. I have not worked out since then. It's been like 2 months, but I was sick. Like I had other reasons, but I do want to get back into it. It's called Habbie, HABBIE, and it is. I don't know if you can see my little. Can you see my cat? It's got 2 poops on the screen. Oh, I only need 1,000 steps now. So hopefully I can clear the poop off of my home screen soon. But yeah, you can have it on your watch too, and it shows you, and it makes me laugh too because it has like a little calendar, and it'll have a poop on your calendar for each day you didn't get it.
It's very much like you want to get that poop off, but like you can't.
But you can't. The only way you can do it is by walking, and like it's
I
was on my
a lot
walking
more
pad today
strict,
working like
a lot more strict than other things, whereas like
you can't fake it.
Yeah, it just goes to steps, and you're like, okay, well, how do I I mean, you could step in place.
It does make me laugh though when you go look at your stats. It'll have like current poops, lifetime poops. I don't know why lifetime poops makes me laugh. Carrie, thank you. I have very good genetics.
But speaking of cruises,
I just want to be healthier.
speaking of cruises,
We want to do all the cruise talk?
yeah, let's
How
start
much
talking
cruise
about
talk are we doing?
I mean,
Where do we start?
we love them now.
We're going on one next month.
No, but the Galaxy Cruise was announced, which is put on by Sixth Man.
Productions. Yeah. So Galaxy Cruise was announced. And Thank the Maker is going to be a part of it. And they're going to be like hosting and I think doing like a big panel for their podcast on it, which is
Because it's kind of like a
like
a con on a boat.
yeah. And Sixth Man is known for doing more like music festivals on cruise ships. So what they'll do is they'll rent out an entire cruise ship, typically Norwegian Cruise Line, and they put on these fests. And so Emo's Not Dead is done by them. I can't even think of some of the other ones, but there's a bunch that they've done a ton of these. But now they're doing one that's called the Galaxy Cruise because they can't officially call it anything related to Star Wars, but it's essentially a Star Wars convention at sea. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like super awesome. Thank the Maker was invited out to be hosts for it, which is incredible. Like so proud of the guys for getting that. And then I don't know if it was like a package deal or like an add-on, they extended the offer to have a mosh for it. So there's
they're there. Go work some more.
Yeah, right. You don't get the
You're not
nights off.
Work during the day, work at night. So
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, it's gonna be really cool. We're at this point, we're not going on it because and we'll get to that too. There's a lot going on in spring of next year, and so
that is right after
it's like 2 weeks after Celebration. And we want to make a big trip out of Celebration.
So I think that was the deciding factor for us, which was like one of those before or after. Like we had to make the decision before, not knowing if we were going to be able to get
badges for Japan.
Yeah.
For Celebration. So it was one of like we've been living in this limbo for a while, and then of course the badges for that. I think the pre-sale opened. Like all of these things
for
happened.
Galaxy Cruise.
Galaxy Cruise pre-sales opened on the 1st. Badge sales went on sale, or Celebration badges went on sale the 2nd. San Diego Comic-Con hotel blocks opened on the 2nd. That was the day of the Roosevelt's live stream. Like there was just a lot. And here was the funny part quickly about Celebration is we're like, well, we'll try for badges. And if we get them, fantastic. And if we don't get them, it wasn't meant to be. But we happen to be sitting at a restaurant with all Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
So it's like us, Dano, the Sunfields, Mike's there. We got Roosevelt's people there. Chris Bartlett is there. And like, we're all trying to get badges. And we're like, how fast is your guy moving in the queue? So it was a cool experience to like, you're not typically buying badges together in person like that. So that was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Well, but there was watching online. There was people at C2E2. I think it was C2E2, right? There were somewhere they're just like together as well.
Oh really?
Trying to get tickets. So I was like, oh look, everybody's together trying to get tickets for Japan.
Oh. Well, maybe it was a Star Wars night because there was a Star Wars night.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what it was. That's what it was.
Teresa says I just paid $4.99 for it. Straight up influence. I know. I was like, Steven sent me the thing. I was like, okay, let me go download it. And I was like, $5. And then I thought about it. I was like, I mean, I've spent $5 on a lot worse. And we've used it for a month. Like it has motivated me. I use my walking pad a lot more than I used to.
Okay, so kind of going back. So yes, Jeffrey, that's why they have to say Galaxy Cruise because it's like the big game.
Right.
Carrie, are you booking it for people?
Okay, so
Speaking of Galaxy Cruise.
So let's get into that. So, not really. So the way the Galaxy Cruise did this is, or that they handle things, is they charter an entire boat. They buy out the entire ship, and then it's up to them to fill it. And so they can put things on sale however it is that they want to. And it's different than any other. It's different than like a convention, and it's different than
I think it's more like a
cruise.
convention.
It's more like a convention, but it's a convention and a cruise.
Yeah.
So there's this pre-sale, but because the thing is, if you're buying tickets to Galaxy Cruise, you're buying the cruise and the convention.
Yeah.
So the way that they did it is you had a pre-sale and you signed up for the pre-sale, and then they would email you with, you had to create an account, and then they would email you with a time that you could get on and you could book your cruise. It's not like whenever you're, say, booking a Disney vacation package or a cruise or anything, you could say, like, I like this cabin, I'm going to put it on hold for 3 days. Like, you commit and you commit. But the other thing is, because they're not like they're not a cruise line or a vacation destination, they have every single person that is going on that cruise create an account through them. And so they don't really have like a portal for travel agents to allow, like, to manage reservations on the back end. Like, I couldn't go in as me under my account and book for other people like I do with Disney, with Royal Caribbean, with, you know, whoever. And so I would basically, like, it's just they don't have the proper channels to do it. I can get credit if people want to give me credit and type in my code. I can get credit for it, but I can't really, like, my hands are tied. Like, I can't do anything.
You can't do anything at the beginning, but it's like the last portion of, like,
I could call in payments for people.
Yeah. Like, you're very limited because it's really, the transaction is between the person traveling and
the
Six
company,
Man.
not even the cruise line.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's the traveler and Six Man, not the traveler and
Norwegian. Yeah.
So it's like Six Man bought all the rooms. Like, that's the best way to, like, they bought all the rooms and they're selling them.
Yeah, exactly, Jeffrey. It's a charter cruise. The ship sold the berth. They sold everything to Six Man bought it out, and now Six Man has to fill it. So it's just very strange. Yeah, I signed up for the pre-sale because I was like, I want to see how this works. Like, even though we're not going to go on it, I want to see what the process is. And I got my email, I think, yesterday.
Yeah. So Patrick over here says, signed up for the earliest sale. Got an email yesterday that told me my earliest date to book, which he didn't say. And then they said that you can book others into your stateroom. So if you're going, I think you could only book people into your own room. So I think that's the thing, is like.
But if you're going, so Patrick, like, if you're going, you have to, every person that is going to be in your stateroom has to create an account for themselves, like a username and password for themselves. And then you can link them to your stateroom. Because
I think it's like a con where everybody has to have a ticket to go to the con.
Exactly. So, like, I completely understand it. It's just, it's kind of weird because they say, like, they love working with travel agents, but then there's not really, like, an avenue for us to.
They do, but they're not set up that way.
It's not set up that way. So, yeah, you can put my code in there if you want to, but I really can't do anything for you. So it's like.
But we have a very, very, very similar type of cruise.
What?
That's supposed to be happening
around a particular anniversary, maybe?
So I think that was another thing. We were like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's a really good idea, Galaxy Cruise, to have a convention type of thing. But anyways.
Jeffrey said the question is if travel agents are properly paid for the work. I mean, yeah, I get commission off of it, and I do none of the work on this cruise. So that's the thing, is like, if you're going to book into the Galaxy Cruise and you want to put my name or my code into the referral
field,
it's weird.
You can. It's just weird.
But I can't do anything for you because I can't log in as you and manage your, like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So it's very strange. When I initially, like, registered with them and was trying to get things to work so that I could, like, book people on it, because I know everybody's excited about it, I was like, yeah, this is going to work. And so I, like, set up an interest form, and then the more and more I was talking to them, it was just like, it became very clear that I was like, oh, I can't do this.
It's not Disney.
It's not Disney. It's not Royal Caribbean. It's not the normal types of trips. But yeah, so that was all happening. Like, all of this was happening as we were on this New York trip too. So it was just like, it was great. It was a wonderful time to get away. You and I had, like, time for just the two of us to just hang out too, which was really nice. And then we had time to hang out with friends, and it was cool. And it wasn't a theme park.
No.
I think that was typically whenever you and I are traveling by ourselves, it is for mosh.
Yeah.
Or for something that we need to go to that we cannot have the kids with us, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of other ones of it. Yeah, I guess it would be Mosh.
I think it's
That's the
mostly
biggest
been
one.
moshed up to this point. And so this wasn't that. Like, we had the live stream, and then that was all the work we had.
Yeah.
And then we stayed extra a few days because our friend Nick from Bayside was having a concert in New York City on May the 4th. And it was cute, the stickers that they gave us. So, like, Bayside, May the 4th. But that was fun. So yeah, we got to explore the city a little bit. We honeymooned there long
Yeah,
ago.
long time ago.
Long time ago. So it was-
Galaxy far, far away.
goodness, we were babies.
Um,
Babies with food poisoning. back
But
then.
yes, we are working still on our annual Star Cruise. We're still figuring out a
Let's
name.
call it a Halcyon anniversary trip.
Okay.
I was gonna do Halcyon Legacy, but I think another group is taking over that name now. I don't really know. I don't want to like cause confusion because we've done the Halcyon Legacy thing for a while, and then Star Cruiser worked really well, or Wish Upon a Star Cruiser because we were on the Disney Wish. I can't say too much about it. There's still a lot up in the air. Or not a lot. There are some details that need to be finalized.
This is the thing that's hard. It's like it's so much planning. It's for so future, but the planning is like now, and we're like we need this, we need this, we need this.
Yes.
And
I've been working on the next trip since the last one ended. And it is just a grind.
episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
It is, yeah, it's been a grind. I think we're near ready to announce it, but like there's just a few things that it's not that they didn't work with the first cruise, but they were things that would have been really, really nice to have, almost to the point of like must-haves. And so I'm trying to see if I can get those things. And if I can't, then I need to pivot and find something else for the group. And so we're working on it. I know I've had people reach out to me. And so, yes, it is happening. It is going to be early March, potentially late February. And that's the other thing is like, if we do a cruise, I'm kind of limited to the dates and the ports and the length of the cruise and the cost of the cruise because I would love, listen to me. I would love nothing more than for all of us to go on Icon of the Seas. I went on it in January and it changed my mind about cruising and like long cruises. I thought I would be miserable on a 7-day cruise, 7-night cruise. And like the second night in, I was like, I'm done. And then by like night 3 or 4, I was like, I could live here forever. Except that I didn't have my family with me, and it was a gorgeous ship. It was massive. I was there for 7 nights and I didn't even do everything that there was to do on that ship. Like it was wonderful. It would be so much fun to hang out with a big group there, but it's expensive. It is the largest cruise ship in the world and it is pricey. And I don't want to do that to people. Like this is not, I want to be very, very clear. Me selling Star Cruiser trips, me booking travel for people, it has never been about the money. It has always been about providing people with ways to escape and find happiness and joy. I don't want to put everybody on a 7-night cruise that for 2 people is going to cost them $6,000.
Well, I mean, that's a Star Cruiser. I think people would be like, if Star Cruiser would happen, then
Very fair.
sign me up.
Very fair, but I don't want to put people out and do that because the other thing is Celebration is the following month and that is going to be very expensive. And so if there are people that are going to that also want to go on this cruise, I want to make sure that it's relatively affordable. But oh my God, I would love to go on Icon of the Seas again. Like, look at this. I love this ship so much. I carry this like a trophy. it was absolutely wonderful. But yeah, it's a set. Jeffrey brought it up too. It may not be so much about the price, but the time commitment for a longer trip. Like
Yeah.
a 7-night cruise is a long, long time, and especially if you're going to be going to Japan a month later. I can't say nobody. Very few people will fly out there just for the convention and go home. You're going to want to go to the Disney parks, or you're going to want to go see Japan. You're going to want to go see Tokyo. You're going to want to do other things while you're there. And the travel itself just takes a while. So I want this to be something that people feel comfortable with going. Jeffrey says it's funny, I have Diamond Plus status on Royal Caribbean, but still haven't been on any of their most recent 14 ships. They crank ships out so fast.
That's crazy.
So Icon of the Seas debuted in January. Utopia of the Seas debuts, I think, in July. And then the Star, I think, is December,
Wow.
which is the sister ship to Icon.
Yeah, so they don't stop.
Or maybe February. But yeah, it's like they just crank those ships out. Like Disney has 5, soon to be 6 ships. And Royal Caribbean has I don't even remember. Do you remember your training? No, you didn't do Royal training. I'm a master. Yes. I have my bachelor's and my master's in Royal Caribbean. Soon to be 7, fair. Oh, TJ's here. TJ's in both places right now.
Oh, TJ's 501st
Ooh.
legit now.
I know. TJ got recently approved as her Asajj Ventress. So she literally is Asajj.
I mean, yeah.
Like a real life Asajj. But also the complete opposite in real life, her personality. Which is, I think, what's so funny. Julie says she would rather a longer cruise or go out of Houston or something. It's tricky, right? So on the cruise 2 months ago. God, it feels like way longer than that.
Man.
It was only 2 months ago.
Way longer than that.
Ugh. Paul, hey, friends. Hello. I tried to convince Steven to go fly out there and get tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Paul had some cancellations.
Had some openings. Let me go finish it. I have some ideas, Paul.
Ooh. But we had over 200 people.
Yeah.
On that cruise.
I think
Try planning a trip for
that's
200 people that's going to make everybody
I think that is the
decently
most
happy.
beautiful thing, and the thing that is frustrating, because I wish that the ships or the people, they would see that, hey, look, we could have this many people. Give us some flexibility. Just a little bit. Just something, so that way you recognize that we when we come in force, and we have a good time. I think that's the, again, it's incredible but frustrating.
And I'll be completely honest. I am disappointed because we did organize a very large group of people. We had over 200 people. There was another group. There was they had content creators on that cruise as well. And so there were 2 large groups of people, but we had over 200 people in our group, and our group was so respectful of everybody. And I'm not saying that the other group wasn't. I never had any issues with the other group, but just speaking for our group, they were so respectful and so kind and inclusive to everybody on that ship, and brought nothing but joy to the people around them. And I was such a proud mom. But the fact that the Hyperspace Lounge was off the charts busy all of the time. They sold out of the drinks. We did multiple photo ops where you could physically see the impact of this group.
Yeah.
And I thought Disney would have taken notice and said, hey,
what do you need for next time?
What do you need for next time?
I'm still waiting for the phone to ring.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't be so. I swear this was just a probiotic soda. There's no alcohol in this. Is there? There's not alcohol in this. Is there alcohol in Poppy? No fake stuff. But I'm shocked that Disney didn't reach out and say you guys pulled off something really great here. How do we help you make this bigger next year?
Yeah.
So, just a little sneak peek. It may not be on Disney next year. TJ, is Galaxy Cruise not organized by you guys? No, it is not. It's by Sixth Man Productions, which does like the Emo's Not Dead cruise and all those other Emo's Not Dead cruise, and like those big like music festival at sea type cruises. So yeah, we're working on the Halcyon. I'm calling it the Halcyon Anniversary. Oh, this is perfect. I'm calling it the Halcyon Anniversary Cruise. Please come up with a better name. I don't want it to be something. Wish Upon a Star Cruiser was fun. I didn't, just like the first Mos Eisley, I did not anticipate it going beyond the first trip, because I didn't think anybody was going to show up when we came up with that silly name. We're not going to do it on the Wish every year, and so I want a better name for this.
Yeah.
We had Halcyon Legacy, but I really don't want to get it confused with the other group. I've been calling it Halcyon Anniversary. I don't know. And it may not always be a cruise, but it may not always be a cruise either.
Yeah.
And we may go to an all-inclusive. We may go do a retreat somewhere in the desert and live like Tuscan Raiders or something. I don't know.
The brainstorm.
I mean, I need a good. All I came up with was Halcyon Anniversary.
No, I'm talking about like they're hearing like you brainstorming different ideas.
Oh, like all of my secrets. I have big plans for what this could be. Halcyon Reunion. Yeah, so see, we need ideas. We need to come up with some fun stuff. If it's not on a big ship, I'm there. I can tell you it's not on the world's largest cruise
It's not on
ship.
the biggest ship.
But honestly, you probably want a bigger ship, TJ. Like really and truly, like I'm sure you're probably. I don't know. I'm not in your head, but you might be concerned about like Titanic type stuff. Halcyon, Chad. But the large ships are actually like
one way back.
I think the larger ships are better for like seasickness and stuff. Yeah. You don't feel those ships move. Like when we were on the Wish this last time, like I did not feel it.
I think it just again depends on the waters.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
It was on the Icon.
Halcyon Icon. Dads love Disney. Said, hi friends. I haven't been on the Wish yet, but everyone I talked to that has been on the Wish said that the Wish feels super small. Having been on, so we toured the Magic a couple months back.
No, it was
like
Dream.
right. It was Magic. We're going on the Magic.
I thought it was a Dream. I don't know.
I keep thinking it's Dream, but I think it is Magic. So maybe I keep like.
You keep telling me it's Dream.
Maybe.
It's bigger than that one.
It's bigger than that one.
Yeah.
But when we were at Nassau, which is where most Caribbean cruises stop, there was the Wish, and then there was, I think, a Royal Caribbean ship, and then I think there was like a Norwegian and an MSC. The Wish was the smallest by far out there. I was like, oh, dang. It is on the Magic.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Magic. There we go. Thanks, Chad.
Thanks,
How do you know where we're going?
You coming with us?
Halcyon and Beyond. I like that one.
That's pretty good.
That one's a good one.
I'm gonna mark it.
I got my piece of paper over here. I'll write that one down. So we're working on that. I can't say too much else about it, and it actually has nothing to do with Star Wars. But there is another group trip that is gonna
that you're working on.
I'm working on, and that if you
that you're working on, and that's
I'm
it.
working
That's all we
on.
can say.
All I can say is that details are coming very, very, very soon on that one. So I'm excited for that. But I'm excited too because it's something that I haven't. All the group trips I've done so far, and like most of the work that I've done so far has been in Star Wars.
I think this is someone taking notice of what we were able to do.
Yeah,
I think that's what that is.
I hope so. It feels like a very big test. I'm very nervous about this. So please engage with that post when it comes out. Marvel or Star Trek. I have never. No, I don't. I lie. I've seen a Star Trek movie, like the J.J. Abrams one.
That's sad. We've only seen those.
I've only seen that one, the first one.
Oh no, I thought we've
I'm
seen.
like 70% sure if we watch the second one, I fell asleep pretty
Okay,
quickly.
maybe.
Yeah, I think they have Star Trek cruises. And they do have Marvel Days at Sea, and they have Pixar Days at Sea. And every Disney cruise is a Disney Day at Sea. They have Halloween days. They have Christmas days. No Star Wars days.
But they did have Star Wars nights on the lands,
They
and
did.
it seemed like it was a lot of fun. A lot of people went and they had a great time. I was getting sent all the videos of the lightsaber meetups,
at
actual Star
Disneyland.
Wars nights.
Yeah.
Uh,
It looks like a lot of fun. I wish we had been able to go out to Disneyland for Star Wars night, because I think now that we have our first one under our belt at Disneyland, like, because it was our very first time ever stepping foot into Disneyland was Star Wars nights for Celebration Anaheim a few years back. And so we were just so overwhelmed with, oh my God, we're in Disneyland for the first time, that we couldn't really just like enjoy the party for what it was, because we were trying to take everything in. But it would have been fun to have gone. It would have been fun to have had a Silver Sea Martini in Oga's. But no.
At Jeffries, I thought I was going on a Veronica Mars group cruise several years ago, but I had conflicts.
I
And
never
says
got in-
Justin needs to start offering trips on his boat in Star Wars costumes.
It would be fun, but there would not be that many people on that. His boat is wonderful. We did get to spend time on the boat for this trip, which was nice, but it was cold.
It was cold.
It was
man.
cold. It's May. Guys, get it together. Why was it 50 degrees? Oh, it was, yeah. Not fun. Patrick over on Instagram says, so if when I book the Galaxy Cruise, I can put in your TA code and you will get commission. Yes, I will. I can't unfortunately do much work to help you, but it costs you nothing to give me credit. So if you want to, you can, but like, it is truly no pressure to do that, because like I said, I am not working for it.
It's like a residual check, huh? You're like, whoa, what is this?
Basically,
Again, I think it's just so weird. Like I don't get it. Like
there's a lot more to it than like what we're sharing, because the mechanics and the way that it has to be done it's just honestly not entertaining for a live stream. Like,
yeah.
we
I mean,
sat
it's
there and
work. That's the work part, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense the way that it's done. Mary says, Chaz and I did the Star Wars Day at Sea with Disney Cruise Line. The first year they did it, it was a lot of fun. Sad they don't offer it anymore. I don't know if Brooke's still in here, but Brooke McDonald was a big fan of Star Wars. Like, she will randomly just send us photos of when she did it. And it was, it looks like a dream. Like, it looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
Because we're not big on when we go on the Disney cruises to like stand in line for the characters and take pictures with them or anything. Like, it's.
I mean, you have to, again, the ones that we've been on, Wish,
Only
you have to
Wish.
you have to wait for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not that long. It's probably like 15, 20 minutes, but it's like,
It felt like it was longer than
on a
that.
cruise. There are bars here. There's pools.
Katie, okay, I'm just getting off after working with the kid on homework and then melting over trying to access his needs.
His needs game on Steam. 30-second recap. And we've talked for an hour. I don't know that we
30
could
seconds. Went to New York.
recap. I hurt my neck. The episode
running.
with Dano. You're running marathons virtually.
Galaxy Cruise, that's not us.
Galaxy Cruise is not us.
some
Halcyon
of us will be
anniversary
there.
trip, but we won't.
Yeah.
Not us. Us.
Thank the maker.
Thank the Maker will be there. Halcyon anniversary trip is us, and will be announced fairly soon. I'm just waiting on
Tokyo celebration.
Tokyo celebration. We have badges.
Do we have plane tickets?
No,
We got to start. That's
the
the next
thing is
big
like
thing
you don't
now,
want
I
to buy
think.
your plane tickets too early. Like there's a sweet spot for when to buy plane tickets, which is usually about 4 to 6 months out for international, and then for domestic it's about 2 to 3 months out. Halcyon Aftermath cruise. So we've got time, but we were talking to some friends while we were in New York. We were talking to some friends who go to Japan fairly regularly. And so they're like, here's the things that you want to do, and here's what you want to go see, and here's, all these tips and tricks. So I'm about to start, once I announce like these 2 big projects that I've been working on and like get that underway, that's when I'm going to start shifting into, okay, now we can talk about Japan,
Yeah.
because my travel work is about to hopefully get a lot busier once these things come out. I've just been working quietly by myself behind the scenes, like as I go, and now it's gonna change things. But then we'll work on Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for Japan because
It's so
I've wanted to go,
scary.
and now it's like a reason to go.
Oh no, you're
We need to do. I'm gonna figure something to shoot like against this wall. I have
something.
all of them.
You have
No, I have all of them.
you have all of them now.
except for
The GameStop
the
exclusive.
GameStop and which is the Incinerator and the Shadow Trooper, which was a Battlefront 2, which I think was maybe a Best Buy or Amazon, which I have the Shadow Trooper on order whenever that comes, but the Incinerator is so far not been re-released. So, although they've been re-releasing a lot of them lately. So,
I think the funny thing though is like you put all this effort.
but speaking of that,
Oh,
the 187th Clone Trooper one came out on the Disney Store. So this is the dilemma that I'm facing right now. Thank you.
Is it one that
Thank
you
you,
have?
Julie, for bringing it up because I forgot. I was going to post about it, but they released it. But if you remember, Disney released a First Order Trooper helmet, but it's like a clamshell helmet.
okay.
So you have the seam,
Mm.
and it's not a Hasbro one. So yes, the Hasbro one's not the
Official.
official like a Novos like a movie accurate one, but it's like really nicely done. And the Disney one's not badly done, but it's just kind of like it feels like a level down or maybe sidestep to the little bit down.
Yeah.
But they came out with the 187th Clone Trooper one, and so I was like, ooh, that's another Trooper helmet that they don't really have. Like, should I get it? Because it's a helmet that
But it's not Black Series,
is not Black Series.
so it's just a helmet.
Yeah, it's a Disney helmet, but it's not Black. Or it's not a Black Series,
I mean,
and it's not the same.
you do what you want, but
Yeah.
like you don't go buy the helmets that they sell in the parks.
Yeah, because they have like then that opens it up. Like, okay, then do I have to get the pilot helmets because they have a couple of different ones over there?
Like, love, right now
Not
you're
posed.
buying Nikes. Do you want to start buying Adidas too? Like, that's where I feel like this is going. Let me put it into like current hobby.
Yeah. So, are your shoes next to the matching helmets now? Not
No.
yet, Katie. But I'm still working on my idea. Remember what I was talking about? I'm like putting together an idea for that. Battlefront 2.
You save 30% off of 175 or more. Oh, on the Disney Store. I hate that it's called Disney Store now, not Shop Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, Blue Harvest just joined over on Instagram. Blue Harvest he's one of the just finished your Chewy. He was like all over C2E2 taking pictures with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
When do Mosh Atlanta tickets drop?
I wish I could tell you. I may know. I may, but I can't tell you. I have so many things that I can't say right now. It's like, hey, let's do a live stream and not talk about anything.
That it's a list of like what not to talk about.
Basically, it's let's just say soon. Look for it soon. Batu Banner says, can't wait for Japan. Going to be the crown jewel on a year of awesome plans ahead. Mosh Atlanta, Halcyon, Corellian Caper, Halcyon Anniversary Cruise, Japan. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot next year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, we're only in May right now, and we already have some pretty major trips already lined up for the first half of next year.
Again, I think that's the part that's funny is like you're always working in future, in the future. Like everything's like I'm planning for this like months down the road, and it's just like I have to plan now because it takes that long for anything to.
Yeah, when we launched the Wish Upon a Star Cruiser cruise that was a couple months ago, it was in July of last year, and so I was in 2023, and the amount of times I wrote 2024 was just ridiculous. And so now that it is 2024, I write 2025 because I work a year in advance is what it feels like. And so I'm like, wait, it's only May. Like we've done a lot this year already. It's a weird.
Mary says Chaz got the 187th on May 4th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that, and then there was the trooper bucket. But I was like, do I want it? But we don't really collect popcorn buckets.
No. Well, you do. Hold on.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Sarah's a time traveler. It feels like it. Only in the future. Never back, though. I like how you...
Stream name. # coming soon. That's what it feels like.
It's Wait, what? I don't get that.
Because we're not...
Oh, sorry. I know. No, I mean, we've talked about a lot. Like, we've been up to a lot the last month that we've live streamed.
And well, that was the reason we didn't have an episode today. So typically...
Yeah, so we
went all like back and forth, but... So we were supposed to have a live last week, which we kind of did, but we didn't.
Right. We were on Roosevelt's live stream, but we were not on...
Princess and Scoundrel.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to have a podcast episode come out today, but you had to go for regular work on a work trip. So
like
there was I didn't want to have another episode of just Scoundrel. And
I know,
people
would be like,
what's going on?
Where is she?
Where is she?
Then you could be Batman.
Rachel, stay with me.
Yes, and we were trying to get it together so we could do an episode, but it was just like there was just too much going on that we were like, well, for sanity.
Yeah, we were delayed flying out because we were like, oh, what if we did it like after, like the small amount of time of after picking up the kids and going to bed, because the next day you were flying out.
Yeah, and I literally had to like unpack and repack and try to hang out with the kids and get life together. Like basically unpack this work trip and then repack this work trip. A scoundrel in a Sunfield. We're gonna do some changes to the podcast. I think we're gonna start having different types of conversations on there soon. So it'll be fun. It's just something else that we've got to. That's the hard part when you travel so much, is like scheduling these things. So right now we're flip-flopped on our schedule. Like today should have been an episode. Next week should be a live stream. And maybe
we go back to it?
We've got to look at our travel schedule and see like what it allows, because last time we looked, everything was Millhouse. And yet my work trip came up like very, very quickly.
We need an editor. That's what it is.
We need a manager. I would like to just show up at Roosevelt's headquarters and just be the talent.
Coffee chat is
Sunday, which is Mother's Day. I don't mind.
That's up to you.
We're not big on holiday. Like, we don't celebrate holidays in a big way. I may still be in my PJs, but if you don't know what Katie is talking about, if you're part of our Patreon, we do a monthly coffee chat and we do a monthly cocktail hour, half hour. It was over an hour.
Yeah.
But just like hanging out and just kind of more.
But it's on Discord, so we actually see you.
Yes. So it's not a one-way video out and then you text back and then we say, wait, what were we talking about? It's like an actual conversation, which is very nice. I really enjoy that. But it is New Hope. New Hope just joined 2 princes. We can't do that again.
Well, we couldn't do it like back to back. Again, that's where I was like, we can't do another episode because then people are gonna like, what's going on?
I know. Yeah.
Where's Sarah at? So that's the reason why I didn't go that route.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, you know what else we haven't talked about? One, we have been so busy in the last week that we have not watched Tales of the Empire. Nobody tell us about it. please.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what happened before and we know what happened after, so it's not like huge spoilers, I'm sure. And I really didn't see too many people talking about it,
Hey, I didn't.
like
I saw
at
Thank the
all.
Maker talking about like their episode, but I was like, okay, I can't watch it because we haven't seen it.
Peter's coming up late with his name suggestion. Call your cruise the Star Cruise. But what if one year we don't do a cruise? That's my problem. What do we do? It's anniversary cruise name, Halcyon A New Hope. That's not bad. They're gonna be like, absolutely not to any of that. Well, I mean, if we don't do it at Disney.
But then that means you take it all off the board of
Yeah,
Disney.
that's true. Then there's no
turning back.
Yeah, you cut that hair. You chopped it to a bob.
Yes,
You
cut the jeans.
the
like,
jeans.
you
I can't cut back. I can't cut back. The fourth one could be Halcyon Forever. I don't know. I need a name. I need a name for this. Halcyon Strikes Back. That's aggressive though. If somebody doesn't know what that means, they could be like, "What do you mean Strikes Back?"
It's good, but yeah, I think that's it. Like
I didn't like when we all went on Star Cruiser last May 4th. I didn't like calling it a takeover.
Yeah.
Because we weren't taking over anything, even though there was a large group of us there. So I don't want anything with like a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Keep brainstorming.
Or an aggressive connotation.
Or aggressive, or yeah. I don't know. Again, Halcyon Anniversary.
Star Cruise.
Star Cruise.
It's like, oh, it's the Game of Thrones cruise.
What we did watch though, we made sure to watch it before we left on our trips, was the finale of Bad Batch.
Yeah.
The series finale of Bad Batch. So if anybody is here that has not seen the series finale, I think we may talk about it for just a little bit. But it did not end the way I anticipated.
No.
Because
I think that was...
Look what else I've got next to me. I have an Omega stash of tissues because they kept saying that Star Wars tears would fall. And it was completely, and I sat there afterwards just like mouth open, like, that was pleasant. That was happy. Jeffrey, it is good. It is worth the watch. We need to get through Tales of the Empire now, though, and I don't even.
I think
know.
that's gonna go fast, though. So I'm not concerned with that. I've been like on a super anime kick recently. I've been finishing up Naruto, watching DBZ, but then just recently I saw, and I had known about it, but what is it called? Go.
I forget what you call it. What you showed it to me, but
oh my gosh, what is it? I forgot it now. But
it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. I think it's like Loser Ranger or something like that. Somebody's out there. You know it.
Oh, Tales of the Empire is an hour or less.
Yeah, because it's like 6 episodes.
But they're short.
Well, 6 episodes.
Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah, Go Loser Ranger. And from what I recall, it is like Power Rangers and like The Boys. So I think it's going to be pretty dope. Like, I'm excited.
So it's like an after the kids go to bed watch.
Yeah.
The Boys I fell off of. I couldn't.
I don't know. I don't know how this is going to be. I'm excited for it because, again, it's like Power Rangers. So I'm excited about that. It's anime. I'm excited about that. So
you're slowly. I don't think that you're like trying to get me to like anime. I think it's just like wearing me down because you have it on all the time. So I'm just like used to it at this point, but I'm not opposed to it anymore. But yeah, that one will be a fun one to watch. Like I said, I enjoyed The Boys. I think you watched a couple episodes with me. I watched like maybe a couple seasons, and I was like, nah, we've crossed lines. I don't need to watch these things. but we did watch Fallout. So
Oh yeah.
when I was down with my neck, like literally down with my neck, and the only thing I could do was lay on the floor. I could see the TV, and so we ended up like just going through the whole season, and that was a really well done show.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. It was we didn't know anything about the video game.
And I think that was the thing is like, for us, we didn't play the game, so our expectation was to be like a game show, like a video game show. It's like, it's not gonna be great. It's just gonna be like there's gonna be nods to it. So let's see if we enjoy it.
Well, because like, what do we have to compare that to? Halo, right?
And that wasn't.
Nobody liked Halo. I didn't watch it, but
Yeah, I did.
People were not fans
I
of
watched
that
the first
one.
episode and I was like, oh, this is not Halo.
not my Halo.
Not my Halo.
Not my Master Chief.
But yeah, that was like going through it. I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. Kept me intrigued, made me want to like learn more about the lore. So, I applaud them.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. Do you wanna talk about your? You know, you talked briefly about your kicks. So you didn't show them off enough.
I mean, super happy. May 4th, they had drop.
You didn't appreciate it when I was catcalling you in your shoes in the in the grocery store earlier.
It was like, come on, Mom, stop embarrassing me, Mom.
I was very loud about it. But they look good. I really like that's one nice foot, and for free, Chad. But these were like you've been looking forward to. They were military blues, now they're industrial blues, but you've been looking forward to like this specific colorway, and you've been buying Jordan 4s since you've gotten into the sneaker game. Is that how you say it?
I guess.
I don't know. I'm just gonna pretend to be cool about it. But all the other ones you've bought, they're nice. But for whatever reason, like these,
they called to you.
They call to me like big time. I'm like, maybe I want some Jordan 4s.
No, I'm still working. So I had mentioned it before because I want to be able to, show off the shoes. I've been thinking like, wouldn't it be cool? And this is in my head, like being able to like put together an outfit that's like like you've seen the girls do it. Like here's a character, and then they dress it up.
Yeah,
they dress like
a bound.
Like a bound.
Yeah,
but like for normal wear or whatever, or like even like a bound. But it's like,
what are your two hobbies?
Yeah,
your two collections.
Yeah,
what are
so
your
it's like
two
I have helmets and I have shoes. So let's mash them together. Because the other thing was like I could do other, again, like the anime characters. Like I could do other characters.
Yeah.
So it was like I could see why they do. It's like it's fun because you can see this character that you like, and then you put together an outfit for it. So you might see that kind of stuff. So.
I'm excited. I think that the outfit that you put together today for it was really good. So oh yeah. Chad says that Whimsy by Ashley does a good one. She does a really good job. Like she goes out there and she looks for stuff, and like she goes on Poshmark and like finds them like thrifted and all kinds of things and puts together these really beautiful looks.
I want to do where it is like acquire, like I don't want to go get necessarily things that are difficult to get. That's another, like this is my mindset. You're gonna get the idea, but I don't want to get something. I want to be able to wear what anybody else wears.
Yeah,
and put together something so people, and there's this. It's kind of the idea of like here's Star Wars like in real life. Here's like how to wear Star Wars things, and
because we are not fancy people. Like we love a Target run.
But just like having like casual clothes, but like here's like a red shirt with it, and make it feel this, feel this way, feel that way. So, and just giving them inspiration.
Well, and I mean, you have so many helmets too that you can do so much with it, because you can do an outfit like with those shoes. You could do Rex. You could also do a bow. You could do whatever that guy is.
That's why Rex wasn't here, because I'm already trying to.
I will say it is nice to actually have a table to use now that there's not a big helmet sitting on it.
New Hope, I saw those
Which ones
The
were
Bulairs,
those?
those are the ones that are like straight up Star Wars.
The chrome ones that I wanted?
No,
Oh
no.
no, those.
Like, it was like
But those are the customs that are
the
like
customs that are expensive.
$600 a pair or
Yeah.
whatever. But they looked really good.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. A lot of people like I hadn't heard about them at all, and then when you were,
It's probably because I showed them to you, so then you started just.
but then I saw like people that I follow were sharing them too.
Oh.
Like I don't know if Therese is in here, but I feel like Therese shared it too. And it was like it was right before May the 4th, and so then I think just like all Star Wars stuff was like all at once.
Yeah.
I have my
Yeah.
fuzzy Chewy shoes. Do you have the Crocs? I wanted the Chewy Crocs so bad. Now I want the Star Wars ones that are like black, but they have the stars on them,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the galaxy on them. See, it was Therese. I don't know how I remember that because there was so much. Like I would open Instagram and it would just be like Star Wars. I was like, oh, I gotta shut the door real quick. Like there's a party going on in there and I'm not ready. I'm not dressed for that party. No Crocs. I don't leave the house in my Crocs. That's mostly. They're all
That was a rule.
I've gone to the gas station in Crocs. I go
That's how
walk
it
to get
starts.
the mail. I know. They're comfortable. They're comfortable. One of these days we're gonna be in a Disney park and you're gonna.
I mean, I don't doubt it, but it's gonna be one of those like it's a survival. And I got to protect my shoes, so I'm like, I'm gonna.
That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be wearing J's in the parks. It's gonna be raining and you're gonna be like, no, and then you're gonna go in. You're gonna have to buy whatever they have, and it's gonna be the most obnoxious pair of Crocs. It won't even be like a cool like my Croc that's like a plain.
I wouldn't care.
black
I'd be
with,
just
like,
like, yeah, give them
Mickey
pop 'em
heads.
on there.
Pop them on there.
My dogs are barking.
Jeffrey's on. We've had this conversation before. Croc or no Croc? Because remember last time we talked about because we call them cronklas in our house
Yeah.
because it's a croc and a chancla.
You know, it's great. I hopefully we keep talking about it because and Croc hears us because it was like almost the next day after we were talking about it. There's a Demish, the creator that does some music, like wedding music, and combines it.
Yeah.
He had posted that he didn't typically wear Crocs, and then Croc sent him out the Naruto, the Kakashi.
And then he did an entire cosplay at
my-
C2E2
Yeah.
wearing those Crocs. That's how it happens.
So they just got to hear us that we don't wear them, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna wear them."
Oh, see, I've messed up because I'm like, I'm in. This is my third pair.
Like, oh, we don't
I
have to
love
sell
them.
it to you.
I love them. I love a Croc at home. They're
All
comfortable.
right, Carrie.
Carrie's out. I mean, I think we're out too.
Yeah.
It's about that
It's that-
time.
Yeah, we hit it.
Ooh, platform Crocs. Oh, you know what? I do have my Croc sandals I wear on the cruise. I forgot about those Crocs. They're sneaky Crocs.
Anyways, thank you everybody that came to join us.
Yes, thank
so
you.
good to chat with you.
It's so good to be back. I didn't realize
I
it
mean-
had been that long.
Welcome back, Sarah.
Look at this.
You better be careful.
And I really try not to move too fast now.
Yes. Thank you, Mary, for all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.
If you celebrate Mother's
if you
Day.
celebrate,
One quick
no,
thing.
mothers should be celebrated.
Mothers should be
regardless.
celebrated.
So, happy Mother's Day.
But if you are struggling to become a mom, the Mother's Day is tied up around a lot of emotions. And I actually received an email, I think from Joy Jolt, from that glass company that makes like Star Wars glasses and stuff. And they sent me an email earlier this week and they said, we want to celebrate mothers, but if you don't feel comfortable receiving a Mother's Day email on Sunday, click here to opt out. And I thought that was so beautiful because Mother's Day can be very hard for women.
True.
And I was like, that's very like it stood out to me.
Okay.
So, but yes, Mother's Day is on Sunday. It is also going to be our next monthly coffee chat.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some black calf and just hang out. But yeah, so thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.